all done. It's a done deal. It's a here we go. And let me say congratulations, because this is a huge signing for the English national team midfielder, who is going to have his medical in the US. So in the next days there will be medical test and contract signing. The contract was agreed long time ago, and also important to mention is going to be time for the official statement from the clubs.
This is your latest Manchester United transfer news, and from Fernandez to Tchouaméni, from Nmecha to Somerville, from Onana to strikers. We've got so many new stories to delve into tonight. This Thursday night show is absolutely cooking, a little bit like me. I feel like I'm cooking. I feel like the centre of a bloody McDonald's apple pie when it's been in the microwave for 4 minutes. Hotter than the sun. If you know, you know. But look, loads to get into. We're going to be talking about this Nmecha story that's just come out. Apparently this is Man United's new target. They're going to shift from Fernandez to Nmecha or Tchouaméni or Scott. What are your thoughts about that? I have a very interesting theory on the Nmecha story. I'll talk to you about that in a moment. Apparently, we will pay for Tchouaméni. Some interesting stuff from Ben Jacobs as well, and around Somerville as well. So a few bits to get into, and it's an 8 o'clock show. So as always, get your comments in and have your say. There's certainly a lot to have your say on today.
Talking about then, guys, Manchester United. We have to take a minute or two to talk about Manchester United situations. First one, Andre Onana, agreement in place. It's a verbal agreement at the moment, waiting to sign all the documents, waiting to fix details of the deal. But Andre Onana is set to rejoin Trabzonspor in the Turkish Super League, and it's a here we go. The verbal agreement is there between Manchester United and Trabzonspor. The player was on loan in Turkey at Trabzonspor last season, so already knows the club very well. The original idea was for Onana to return from the loan and then have the pre-season with Manchester United. But then my understanding is that Manchester United, and when I say Manchester United, is the club, is the management, is the coach, Michael Carrick told Andre Onana and his representatives that he was not going to be part of Manchester United project next season. So being very clear with the player, very honest. Onana appreciated the transparency and decided to restart negotiations with Trabzonspor. They were very happy with Onana. They wanted to keep him. My understanding is that they're negotiating a loan deal. So what they agreed, it's a loan deal. Trabzonspor will pay a loan fee to Manchester United. Bonuses included, add-ons included, so it could be around 1.5-2 million euros based on bonuses. And so this will be the deal. Onana is set to say yes and to rejoin Trabzonspor in this summer transfer window. It was a late deal of the last summer transfer window. Probably you remember it was already September with the European market closed, but with the Turkish market open. And now Onana to Trabzonspor is happening again. Something to clarify, guys, also on Marcus Rashford. Many questions on Marcus Rashford and Tottenham. We had these links on Marcus Rashford and Tottenham. If it's possible to see this deal happening, if Tottenham can go for Marcus Rashford, if Tottenham is a possibility being considered. My understanding, guys, is that at the moment, between Marcus Rashford and Tottenham, there is nothing advanced. Nothing close, nothing realistic as of today. Should the situation change, of course, I will be here to let you know, because for sure the Marcus Rashford situation is an open situation. A situation they have to clarify as soon as possible at Man United, whether he's going to stay, he's going to leave, what happens with Barcelona new loan, what happens with more clubs joining the race, the race close. So there are several things keeping this story open for Marcus Rashford. But the understanding is that at the moment there is nothing really concrete or advanced with Tottenham. So despite all the stories, there have been many rumors, especially on social media, about this Rashford and Tottenham story. I'm not aware of these.
But look, I want to start off straight away with this Nmecha story that's come out. Quick summary on Fernandez, but we are linked to Nmecha, and this is coming from Patrick Berger, who is a German journalist. He says, Man United are intensifying efforts to sign Borussia Dortmund midfielder Felix Nmecha. Faval is in close contact with the player's entourage. Now, I like Nmecha. I think he's 26 in November, so he's 25 at the moment. He's a starter for Germany. He's physical. He can score a goal. Being a Dortmund player, he's technically very good as well. He's been linked with Real Madrid. He's been linked with other clubs. It looks like he's going to be on the move this summer, and I do like the player. However, I think it's a load of shit, and I'll tell you why. I think it's a right load of shit because how coincidental is it that Man United are going for Nmecha when he's about to kick off in 50 minutes for Germany? I mean, is this just not a prime example of a German outlet putting Man United next to a player to hype them up a little bit when they're about to play for Germany in the hope that other clubs prick their ears up and the bidding war starts for Dortmund? I feel we're being used as a facilitator here, because I do not think for the life of me we're going for Nmecha. I wouldn't mind if we were, but I genuinely don't think that we are. And also, would it not be convenient for Manchester United to be linked to another midfielder when Mateus Fernandes is about to make his mind up? It could just be one little play to go, look, we'll go elsewhere, you're going to miss your opportunity. So I don't think it's, I don't believe it. I don't think it's true. And also, if we sign Nmecha, that would mean we'd have two non-Premier League midfielders coming into this team who aren't what you'd class marquee. And I just don't think United would go for Ederson and Nmecha. I don't think they would do that. No Premier League experience. They're not Tchouaméni. They're not Kimmich. They're not an A-star non-Premier League midfielder. So I don't think they'd do it anyway. And also, I agree with Jones, who says it's all mind games. I think that he's got a contract till 2030. And the midfield market is inflated. So I don't think Dortmund would do us a favour any less than 70 million anyway. So I just smell bollocks with that. I think it's, I call bollocks. I don't smell it. I call bollocks on that. I smell bullshit. Yeah, I've got my wording wrong there. It's hot. I'm confused. But yeah, I don't know what your thoughts are, but and that's just my opinion on it. But I like the player, but it just feels a little bit convenient that Germany are playing in an hour and Fernandez looks like he might be thinking about going to Spurs. Is this not just United going, look, we might pivot away and make the decision for you? And also, is it not just Dortmund trying to use us to generate interest? So I just don't think there's any truth in it. I like the player, but I'm not going to waste any more time on it because I don't think that there is any truth in it, if I'm being honest. What I will add in about Fernandez, and I hadn't said it, is that, excuse me, I think United will walk before he chooses Spurs. A lot of people tonight are talking about he's close to joining Spurs and Spurs are very optimistic. The latest on Fernandes basically is that Ben Jacobs was basically saying that, look, he might choose Spurs because of wages and staying in London, and he might be impressed by De Zerbi as a coach, and he might like that project, and he might feel that it's the best place for him to go. There's also talk that he might not make his mind up until the middle of next week. I think it was Chris Wheeler said today that a couple of weeks ago it was felt that personal terms weren't a problem and he was coming to Manchester United, but Spurs have come in and sort of upset the apple cart really. I think that there's a multitude of issues there, and we've sort of spoken about a few of them, but just to summarise, I think United, rightly or wrongly, I think United just don't know what they're doing. I almost felt like what Chris Wheeler said and a couple of other journalists have said, we're almost meant to feel sorry for them, that a couple of weeks ago they were very close to getting the deal and then another club's come in and caused the problem. Well, hello, welcome to the world of competitive sport. In fact, welcome to the world of competitive anything. I mean, if you're in a car park and it's Christmas and you can't find a car parking space and then you see one and you go, ooh, I'll go around the lap and come back again just in case, and then someone goes into it, you snooze, you lose,
Many things happening. Your opinion, guys. See in comments. Like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon.